Hey, my name's Drew. I'm here with Plumbers Wholesale. We're going to be installing a Delta Coranto faucet today with the Touch2O technology. So we're going to open this box up and just check it out, see what's inside. Inside you're going to find, your instructions. If you're a man, just take those, throw those right out. You don't need them, right? Just kidding. Pay attention to your instructions here. We'll move this stuff along out of the way. We've obviously got our faucet here. What we're going to be doing is installing a single hole faucet today. You can see that we've got a single hole countertop here. So we're not going to need, you may notice this base plate in here. You're not going to need that. You would only need that if you notice 3 holes here that you've got to cover up with a single hole faucet. So not going to need that. We're going to move it to the side. We're going to take out this faucet. We're going to sit it right here, just kind of out of our way. We're going to locate our base mount for the faucet. This is what's going to hold your faucet on this countertop right here. So all the stuff in here, very important. Keep up with it, don't lose it. We'll set it by the faucet. You're going to also locate your battery pack because this is a touch faucet, right? So you're going to have these batteries to go in this pack, and we'll show you this as we move along. You've also got a weight that's going to weight the hose down of your sprayer on your faucet. So let's get going. Let's take this stuff apart and get moving along here. Let's get our base plate stuff laid out. You're going to notice these 2 nuts in the package. That goes to your base plate we talked about earlier. We don't need it unless we're trying to cover 3 holes here, so we'll move it to the side. Your nut, your base plate, you'll notice the screws in there. And this clip, very important clip, very important part for the aerator and the Allen key. So let's move along, let's get our faucet, let's get it into place. What you want to check, make sure that you have here is not only just this faucet part, but you want to have this plate right here. You want to have this rubber gasket. That's going to really hunker down on that counter and keep it from moving around. So you want to make sure that this gasket's on here and that you have this part, because if you just try to put this in, it's going to be loose. So let's just gently get this down. We're going to guide our hoses through the hole, and you may have to do kind of 1 or 2 at a time. You may not be able to cram, just everything down in there at one time. So let's just like this. Going to get that in there. Okay. We're going to position our faucet around how we like it, which is going to be like this right here. We want to make sure that our sensor is in the front and our Delta is located in the front right there. That way, it'll work when you move your hand, you get close to it, you put it to the back of the counter. It's pretty simple, it's not going to work. So let's get that right there, get that mounted. Say you're doing this by yourself and you're like, how am I going to hold this on here while I, try to get this all together? You're going to try to reach under here if you can, and you're going to grab these supply lines. You're not going to yank on them, you're just going to hold them firm. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to kind of hold that faucet right there. So then, at this point, you've got everything held here. We're going to take this base plate that we talked about. This is your center piece right here. You've got your 2 supply lines that are going to connect to your water inlets right there. You want to make sure that this goes over this piece right here because it's coming out of the very center of your faucet. So we're going to throw that on like that. You're going to want your supply lines to go inside of this. Let me move my hand out of the way like so. And then we're just going to slide it up. Get under here and slide it up. Let's get our nut. That's going to be what tightens and holds this on. You say, Drew, how am I going to get that nut on there? Well, I beat you to the punch. I already took the tool out of the box. So it was already down here. This tool will come in the box, in the package with you. It will fit perfect on that nut so that you can tighten it up there. So we will get going on tightening this faucet up here. And you may have to just kind of take your time with this and, you know, just kind of figure it out as you go up through here with the, you know, you may have to move the lines around a little bit just to get it just right. Then you get your base plate on like that. Tricky part is holding on. You're going to take this gold nut that we have. We're going to put it back around the same supply line that we went up with the base plate. Okay. You're going to take it up. Like I said, just take your time. You're going to have this base plate slide around on you. You know, don't panic or freak out. You can see it's giving me a little bit of a run for my money here. Let's see. Let's get this base plate back on. Let's get this going. Okay. Once you get that gold nut kind of started, you've got this joker where you want it. So we're going to take our tool we talked about here, and we're going to go up that same line, this line here. And this tool has an open end, so this line's just going to slide through the end of this tool. We're going to go up, and we're just going to fit it right on that nut and just twist it right on, right? So I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to push this base plate up, and I'm going to go ahead and try to push this nut up with my finger. It's a little faster this way. Just get it up here a little quicker. You do it however you want to, whatever makes you feel comfortable. You can see I've got all my supply lines through the bracket to where the bracket's not going to really affect it or hurt it or anything. So it'll take you a minute. It's a long thread. All right, so we've got it there. You get it nice and tight with your hand. Slide that tool right up, and let's just finish the job here. Let's get it nice and snug. You know, you want to pull down on these lines. You know, don't snatch them. Just pull down on them, and just tighten that nut all the way up, as tight as you can get it with your hand. Okay. You know, and what you want to do, let's get this good and snug, and we're going to pop out, and we're going to look at our faucet and make sure that it's still, you know, where we want it here. So you can see it's kind of gotten a little off-centered here. So we're going to spin this back around just like we had it. We have the Delta in the front there. So just reverse order of what we did in the beginning. Reach down, hold those lines, pop back under. And let's take that tool we have and finish snugging up our line. So. Okay, so we got this kind of snug. Let's revisit. Let's check our faucet again. Let's make sure that it's not got off track. I feel like it's probably moved a little, but it looks like it's holding in there pretty strong. So we're going to go back underneath. We're using a Milwaukee screwdriver here. You can also pick this up at Plumbers Wholesale. The 2 screws that you saw on the base plate, we're going to take and we're going to tighten those screws. They're going to push against the counter and pull that faucet right down. Get it nice and snug for you. Okay, let's check and make sure our faucet is secure and that we've got it where we want it. Looks like it's where we want it. Nice and secure like you want. You don't want it moving around. You want it to be secure, because over time, you know, people are going to bump this, they're going to bump that. You know, just get it good and snug there for yourself. You notice the clip that came in. You said, what's that funky blue part right there? What that is going to do is that is going to connect our centerpiece right here, the one that we put the tool over, the nut over, the base plate over. It's going to connect up and to our hose here. We're going to connect it into the water supply, but first you're going to need your weight. And what that weight's going to do is going to allow you to pull this down and pop it back in, you know, without you having to manually do it. You let it go, it's going to take it back in for you. So let's put it down here. Let's put our blue clip down here, and let's locate the rest of our items here. We've got, like I talked to you before, we've got this battery pack here. So we've got this battery pack here. We're going to want to install these batteries probably last, you know, just to try to make things easy on you. You put them in, you start clicking them in. Right now, it could get lost, pop out under there. So let's just open our bag, get our parts out. Okay. This right here is the end of the cable that's going to go into your battery box. Let's see here. And it'll just go on and click just like this. Make sure these tabs get right in there. If you want to take it out, you click the tabs, pull it out. We're going to have our supply, and I'll show you underneath, is going to connect to here. Another supply is going to connect to here, and we'll show you how this is done. If you want to first, just to try to clear the area, let's go ahead and hook up our supply lines here. You're gonna have a hot and a cold supply line, so just locate your hot and cold water line here. And you're gonna wanna make sure to get that on there just like that. You may have to give this supply line a little bit of a jiggle, a wiggle, whatever you want to call it there, back and forth. Let's get that down. And then we're just going to, you can use crescent wrench, preferably crescent wrench, whatever you want to use, channel locks. And you're just going to snug this line up here. Just make sure you don't want to over tighten it, you don't want to kill it. It's got a rubber gasket in there, but just get it nice and snug. Okay. We're going to take our other one. We're going to do the same thing. If you're working with PEX piping, you may want to use a second pair or your hand to try to hold back against it. Okay, we got that good and snug there. So, our line with our weight, right? We went ahead and put those supply lines on because we want to navigate this around these lines, because if you got it over a line like this, you're only going to be able to pull it so far. It's going to get hung up. So let's try to avoid that. Let's get it out of the way of everything here. And you're going to connect it to the bottom of our sensor port here. So let's put it on here. And actually right here on this side, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Let's put it right there. Connect this with the weight to right here. We're going to locate that blue clip that we had. We placed down here. This right here, this blue clip. So you've got your center sprayer hose. You've got your weight. You've got it connected into the bottom of your sensor here. So we're going to use this clip. It's very simple. It's going to click on just like that. And that just keeps the hoses from pulling apart there. So, you know, it's just a safety mechanism there. We've got a part here coming out of the faucet. We're going to take this part of our sensor box. You can see it's got the built-in blue clip here. We're going to take it and connect it to there again. Let's avoid these supply lines here. And let's push it right up on there all the way. Click it right in, and you are good to go right there. You're going to notice that you've got this odd looking clip here, right? We're going to place it on, let's move our tool back down out of the way here. We're going to place it on the stem that has the nut on it. And it'll just kind of click right around just like that. I don't know if you can see that, but right on that stem where you put your nut up and everything, we're going to click it right there. Our battery box. All right, so we're going to put our batteries in here. We're going to disengage this right here. It's got two little clips here and here. Pop that out. And we're going to pay attention to where we need to put our batteries in, what side, you know, to put them in there. So let's find if it tells us negative, positive. Let's see here. Right here on the box. You got a diagram right on the box on how to insert your batteries. So Positive down in this one. Oh, whoops. Let's put it back in here. Then we've got positive down. Positive down. Positive down. Okay. We're going to do the negative side down over here. Let's put our cap back on here. Again, make sure your tabs, it's a little tricky, make sure your tabs go right in, click right in. Then we're going to take this plug we've got here, and we're going to plug it into the side of this sensor box here. All right. Now let's cut our water supply back on. Kind of hang out down here for a second. When you cut it back on, make sure you know these supply lines you've tied on are not leaking anywhere. Then we're just going to pop up and test our faucet here. Let's remove this packaging here. So we've got our faucet up here, we've got it on, you can see it's running. Let's back away here and show you how to turn it off. That simple. Walk up to it, you got a handful of stuff, you need to do a little bump right there, you're good to go. We're going to have Jen from our showroom come in and tell you a lot more about this faucet. Hope this has helped here today. Thank you guys for checking us out. Appreciate it.
Hey, I'm Jennifer from the showroom at Plumbers Wholesale. Now that we have this faucet installed, this is the Delta Coranto Touch faucet. So it's your regular kitchen faucet that will come on and off, or it has a Touch2O technology feature so you can touch it on and touch it off. It also will show you on the light the temperature that the faucet is. So as you gradually turn the faucet to hot, the light will change from blue to purple and then eventually go to red. So that way you know what temperature your faucet is when you turn the water on, and you don't have to worry about burning yourself. This faucet works with batteries. It has 6 AA batteries that are under the faucet, under the cabinet, and can be changed usually about twice a year, so it's very easy to keep it working at all times. And we have a wide range of Delta products in the showroom, so you guys just come see us. We didn't show you guys how to install these, but as an extra bonus, we also have these glass rinsers that are made by Delta, and they can go in an extra hole in your granite if you had it and hook up to your faucet in your kitchen. So if you just wanted to be able to rinse glasses out, you can do that like that. So if you guys are interested in that, come see me at the showroom in Plumbers Wholesale.